Not choosing what story to tell this time. Got a bunch. And, alright. It is... So, this one is about the impaler. He, is a black guy. He was a writer for a local free magazine, music-based magazine that had a bunch of ads, and that's the reason it was free. So, he's been making music a long time. I've known him 20 years, something like that. Really good dude. I'm not going to say that his music is for me, because it's not, and me and him have talked about that. You know what I'm saying? He's a great guy, though, and every time that I see him, I have an awesome time. We have a good conversation and all that. You know, he sings. His stuff now is just him singing, basically somebody on a keyboard. That's about it. But at one point he had his son-in-law, which is no longer his son-in-law, play with him. Now, this guy, I don't know if he's albino or what, because there's not a hair on his head. He's just a weird looking guy. Even if he did have his eyebrows and hair, he just, for some reason, there's something about him that is just really kind of off-putting to everybody. Right? I don't know what it is, and I'm not trying to say he's an ugly guy or anything like that. It's just, there's something off-putting, you know? Sometimes it happens. It's genetic. There's nothing you can do about it, but that's life. So, I'm like, okay, maybe because I hadn't met his daughter at this point. Oh, maybe his daughter, you know, likes weird guys. This guy's a metal guy. He keeps saying that. Apparently she's into it. Cool. No problem. Then, I didn't end up meeting his daughter until they got divorced. And she got remarried years later. The reason I'm bringing all that up is because, like I said, Impaler is a black man. His daughter is white. So you would not think that they're related, necessarily. Especially on first meeting and all that. If I didn't know him and I wasn't introduced, I wouldn't have known. They don't have enough of a resemblance to me, right? Not even skin color wise or anything like that. So we're at the bar, and his band's going to be playing, and his son-in-law is playing with, you know, the new husband, the new guy, which kind of redneckish guy. And Taylor's daughter's kind of redneckish too. I'm not saying that as a derogatory thing. I'm just being honest, right? Like, you could, with their tattoos and everything, they fit in with whatever you're thinking of. Okay? Maybe not the white supremacist thing, because I told you about her dad, right? But, we're at the bar, and they're gonna play and all that. We're hanging, we're talking, we're having a good time. As good a time as we can have, because the bartender that was working at that point, I was no longer booking at the bar. This was years later. It already switched ownership and everything else. But this lady was insane. Like, clinically insane. She was also a danger and brought around dangerous people. She has fought people at the bar. And, she was on drugs and selling drugs. Coke cut with, from what I heard, I didn't take any, but one other bartender said, yeah, she's selling it with, that's cut with pool chalk. And the guy was buying some off it, right? So he knew what he was talking about. It's like, I know what it's cut with. So, I was doing door that night, and guy paid, I let him in, like I was supposed to, everything else, blah, 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 blah. So this black guy is now drunk and hitting on this woman, right? Which happens to be Impaler's daughter. Now, what he probably thought, because she got mad. The husband got mad. The bartender got furious. What I mean by furious is she took a little half a pool cue, hid it behind her arm, walked up and was about to beat the hell out of this guy, right? Which, you know, he was drunk, he was an idiot, but he didn't deserve that, and luckily it didn't happen. Now, from his standpoint, he was probably thinking it was a racial thing. And with the bartender, it could have been, probably was. She wasn't giving any problem to, impaler or anything like that. But I know she had racial leanings, and she let it be known she had racial leanings, unfortunately. I wish she didn't, but you can't change how people are, right? So he probably thought it was some kind of racial thing, when it was honestly more of, hey, whatever trouble you got yourself in, man, I'm just back here with her dad. You don't know that this is her dad. You know what I mean? Because it's obvious you don't know anyone here, because if you knew anyone here, you wouldn't have done what you just did. You don't go to an outlaw bar and start hitting on women. You don't. Are you stupid? That's the way you get hurt. That's the way you get injured. That's the way you get killed. You don't know if that woman is with somebody. You don't know who she's with. You don't know if there's a jealous ex that she's not with anybody, but you talking to her alone can put a mark on you. Okay? Assess the situation first. Nightclub, okay. Maybe. Outlaw bar? Hell no. I don't care if there's only a woman in there. You don't hit on her. Alright? If you don't know the place, if you don't know the situation, no. Luckily, it smoothed out fast and it didn't get violent, and that's lucky. You know what I mean? Because I think the husband was easing off. It's like, alright, I still want to get you, but if you get out of here, cool. Impaler, letting them deal with it. Me, I just didn't want to see a bloody mess, because I didn't want it to be to where, she's like, well, now I'm mad at you. Mad at me for what? You told me I'm door, I'm not bouncer. I'm getting paid $30 a night. I'm not bouncing. No. Give me some of that coke money and we'll talk. I didn't say that to her because I'm not stupid, but I thought it. You know what I mean? Because I didn't want to get stabbed or whatever. I didn't want to get bit, possibly get rabies. You never know with her. Excuse me. Ugh.